Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet an amazing episode of the Great Debaters Contest. I'm your host, Chris Boru.
And I'm Esperance Kapanga.
And this week we are camped in Kiambu region. Starting us off our debate today, we have Nova Pioneer Boys and Mary Leakey Girls debating about maternity leave.
Yes, saying should paid maternity leave be extended from 3 months to 1 year. And at the heart of this conversation is the mother-child relationship, and we're waiting to see who actually moves our emotions more.
Let's wait and see who will have the better say at the end of the day.
First proposer, you have 3 minutes.
The respect and protection of women and maternity should be raised to one of the highest social duties and should be made one of the highest human moralities. Principles of human morality. Felix Mutiso, standing before you to propose a motion that paid maternity leave should be extended from 3 months to 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, extended maternity leave reduces the rate of infant mortality by as much as 10%. This is according to a recent study conducted out of 141 countries. Let's take the example of Norway. They give maternity leave to up to 87 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, 87 weeks. Also, did you know from 1990, infant mortality rate hit a staggering 8.4 million children dying due to countries not adopting the extended maternity leave. However, this has come to change. Recently, according to a new study, the number has decreased significantly from 8.4 million to 4 million. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. Kenya has one of the highest mortality rates. According to a study in 2014, 61% of children under 6 months die. Do you ask yourself why? I don't think you need to ask yourself why. Extended maternity reduces the rate and duration of breastfeeding. We all students, and we know the benefits of breastfeeding, right, to children. Children who undergo a longer period of breastfeeding are less likely to suffer from diseases like infant syndrome, obesity. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want your children to growing up suffering from obesity? Just because extended maternity leave couldn't be made a policy? Also, according to King's College London, women who are exposed to extended maternity leave are 18% less likely to suffer from depression. Now, we all know that depression is one of the killers. According to a new study, depression is one of the many side effects of having a child. I am nothing but an advocate for the truth. And the truth has never been this clear to me. Felix Mutiso proposing this motion.
Opposer number 1, you have 3 minutes.
It is with brutal candor that I disagree with my worthy opponents. That is why I bluntly affirm that paid maternity leave should not be extended from 3 months to 1 year. Maternity leave is paid leave that an employee is entitled to in order to care for their newborn or recently adopted child. We can't solve problems by using the same mentality we used when creating them. That is why I want to offer a solution to this. Because maternity leave is a right. Getting pregnant is not a right. It is a choice. According to the Constitution of Kenya, in conjunction with the International Labour Organization, a woman is entitled to 3 months of paid maternity leave. 3 months are enough. The International Finance Corporation has lauded Safaricom's childcare program for working mothers. This promotes career growth because what if we decided not to employ these women because they are going to cause losses to our businesses? We would just stop paying them altogether. What happens to our economy? For example, Safaricom has over 5,000 employees, right? 51% are women. What happens if they decide not to employ these women anymore because they may all get pregnant at the same time? They will all go for maternity leave. Then you have 49% of your employees at work. What happens? I want to offer you a solution. We can have on-site creche. Safaricom, for example, has already implemented this. At the Jumbo Call Center in Nairobi, they have an on-site creche where you can take your child to work with you. You can go before the shift starts, leave the child at the creche with food and extra clothes. You can then go to work and concentrate the whole day. You will be able to achieve the desired expectations at the end of the day and still receive your full-time pay. You do not have to stay at home and get paid to take care of your child from home. Childbearing is a gift. It's not a disease. It is not an illness that you have to be confined within the comfort of your home to take care of this child. There is also the Bring Your Child to Work policy. At these creches, we have clinic doctors. So for example, if your child was sick, you wouldn't have to go through the hustle of taking your child to the hospital and queuing the whole day to get your child treated. Just go with your sick child to work and it will be taken care of by professionals. The team leader at Safaricom said that it enables the workers to concentrate the whole day. They can concentrate knowing that their children are safe, they will still receive their full-time pay, production will be increased. This helps to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, which is the 5th Sustainable Development Goal. My name is Cynthia Guru, and I am representing the Mary Leakey Girls High School. Thank you.
Second proposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Nothing is as inseparable as the bond between mother and child. Standing before you cognizantly is Alex Osodo of Nova Pioneer Academies. You know, it shocks me to my core that we can even be discussing a matter as important as the continuation of society itself, ladies and gentlemen. Are you not aware that with extended maternity leave, this decreases future child negativity and aggression? Maternal availability within the first year is vital because of the infant's limited understanding of the reasons for maternal absence. Children rely on the physical proximity of the mother as a primary indicator of their availability. And this brings me to my first rebuttal against my worthy opponents. You mentioned, for example, a firm such as Safaricom, which offers workers the option of having their children come to work with them where they are taken care of and tended for, while the mothers can work and focus. But then again, that is just but one example. Safaricom, which is a very developed firm within this country. What about the millions of other firms which do not provide such an option? What are mothers to do? Leave their children at home while they have to work? We must also consider the fact that extended maternity leave allows mothers to undergo complete recuperation periods following the tolling physical effects of childbearing and birth. And these effects are still rampant past 3 months, even after childbirth. There is no point, ladies and gentlemen, of having unproductive workers going back to work after 3 months just to not be able to support their farms to the best of their abilities, ladies and gentlemen, while they are still suffering from the physical toll of childbirth. Extended maternity leave increases the likelihood of infants receiving proper medical care and receiving the necessary vaccinations where mothers are actively present in their first years. This is because as mothers are actively involved in the day-to-day lives of their children within their first year, they are able to properly take care of the medical requirements and medical needs of their children, even as they go through life. They are able to ensure that their children are receiving the best with regards to their development. And even as I conclude, I'd just like to say this, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot consider the growth of an economy without considering the continuation of society, ladies and gentlemen. If we take care of our children through extending maternity leave, these children are those who are going to contribute to future economic development. We must consider the future, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Salutations to you all. My name is Mogoredu from the Mary Leakey Girls High School. strongly opposing the motion that goes on to state that paid maternity leave should be extended from 3 months to 1 year. It is very evident that your submissions are baseless. They are inaccurate and they make no sense at all. Do you have any slight idea of what maternity leave in essence is? Because maternity leave in essence is a mother's right to a period of time at rest because of issues concerning childbirth. We are not violating the expectations of the norm because the woman already has her own rights. And according to Convention number 183 of the International Labour Organization, it has gone on to establish that women should take their leave 6 weeks following childbirth, and we do not deny that. And I ask you a question. Would you rather pay the nursing of the babies at work or pay a mother when she's at work, or pay a mother when she is at home? Yes, she is productive, and pay that person who is replacing her at her place of work. And that's why we have realized that it is doing us more harm than good having these women stay at home for about 12 months, yet they can contribute to the country's economy, hence achieving goal number 1 of the Sustainable Development Goals that goes on to say that we have to end poverty and all its forms everywhere. I am also aware that according to the Globe and Ale of April 18th, 2017, the longer a woman is away from work makes her skills rusty. She misses out promotions and pay rise on her return. That's why we have come out with solutions, including the creche or the daycare. And other countries are already starting them. For example, in India, where women take a span of 26 weeks to nurse their babies, and yet when they go back to work, they have these creche day nurseries where they have nurses to take care of the children. Secondly, India also has a work plan from home project where women, depending on the nature of work, they can work from their homes. Actually, that is a benefit. It is a profit. It is profitable. And that's why we are leading by example. We are trying to lead by example so that others can also do the same. We cannot also not solve problems with the same mentality we used when we are creating them. Finally, I want to bring it to your attention that parental leave is essential, but it doesn't, and not my word, it doesn't ensure either healthy parents or children, according to the Times magazine, and I rest my case.
For the question session, the proposers have been asked whether women fighting for gender equality will manage to achieve that by having the paid leave extended from 3 months to 1 year, and the opposers have been asked whether, if they are saying that the mothers can work from home while they're still on their maternity leave, isn't that just the same as saying that we could extend the maternity leave from 3 months to 1 month? Third proposer, you have 3 minutes.
First of all, I would like to thank Mugambe for what he said about how women can work at home from home during the period they are undergoing maternity leave. This complements us in that they can be recuperating from home as well as contributing to the business, meaning the business will not be going at losses, and it will also be complementing, or it will be assisting the mothers. I'd also like to answer the question that was posed. You cannot compare paternity leave and maternity leave because of what a mother undergoes during this period. The man has a big role in procreation and in families, but the mother carries a bigger role. We find that a mother carries a child for 9 months. 9 months, that's a long time. And after giving childbirth, there are many complications that could have undergone. she still needs to recuperate, and that's what takes time. We're not saying that there should be no maternity leave. We're saying it should be extended. Think about the women who give birth to children with complications. Is 3 months enough? No, it's not. As my fellow proposer talked about infant mortality rates, yes, you can take your child to work with you, but it is the sole duty of a parent to take care of their child. We don't want mothers to delegate their children to other people. The mother is supposed to play a big role in the growth of a child, in its development, in his development or her development. Because the first year after a child's birth is the most critical. And that's why we are pushing for an extension of maternity leave. Are you also aware that 90% of a child's brain development occurs in the first year? And this is played by a mother. A big role of it is played by the mother's involvement in the child's life. The mother being home also complements child security. A baby needs to know they're secure. The mother is there for them. And that's why we're pushing for, and that's why I'm proposing the motion that maternity leave should be extended from 3 months to 1 year. My name is Sean Marvel from Nova Pioneer Board.
Third opposer, you have 3 minutes.
Promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. Sustainable Development Goal number 8. Sarah Amondi from the Mary Leakey Girls High School, family opposing the motion that states paid maternity leave should be increased from 3 months to 1 year. Now, Mr. Mugambi, you asked that if women are given the opportunity to work for 1 year at home, won't it be promoting that they should be increased, that the maternity leave should be increased from 3 months to 1 year? Definitely not, because simply the productivity that of the output that the woman will be doing at home is not the same as the productivity that will be encountered when the woman is working at her workplace. Vision 2030. All of us want to achieve a brighter Kenya, a beautiful Kenya with full of economic growth. Each and every one of us wants to witness that. But what about if I give a woman paid maternity leave for a whole year? For your information, it is paid maternity leave and it is not unpaid. What costs will we be encountering as Kenya? Consider Kenya as a third world country as it is. Paying a woman who is at home for a whole year and paying another person who is representing the woman at work for a whole year is and another big problem for us. For me as an employer, we will encounter gender disparity as a nation. I, as an employer of a certain company or as an organization, I will not take it as a consideration to employ more women than men in my offices. What happens when I have 5 expectant women in a hall of offices whereby I have only 20 workers? What will happen? I will have to pay these women their gross salary, including pay the ones who are representing them in their offices. And come to think of it, who will come to bear these losses that we will encounter after all that? Don't you know what? It is you, citizens. Right now, we are complaining, taxes are high, taxes are high. Yes, taxes are high. After that, definitely, taxes will have to be increased for us to to counter these losses that we will be encountering as a country. We have solutions for this and not increasing the maternity leave. Thank you.
Proposers, you have 1 minute for a final submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us not play the sacrificial lamb here. My fellow opposers talked about women not contributing to the economy. I've had too many contradictions today. Oh my, oh my. Now, they talked about women not contributing to the economy. Yet, they talked about women working from home and still contributing to the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's not a contradiction, I don't know what is. Let us keep in mind that we're also promoting an SDG here to ensure healthy lives and promoting well-being at all ages for all. We're looking at the situation of the mother. We're trying to promote healthy living for her, healthy living for the child. Let us keep in mind that the children of today are the future of tomorrow. So what future do we have if all our children die today? No future. A bleak and dark future, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I'm urging all of you to propose this motion, that extended maternity leave should be extended from, paid maternity leave should be extended from 3 months to 1 year. Thank you.
Opposers, you have 1 minute for final submission.
Common sense dictates that you cannot read a book upside down. Look here, we all agree that maternity leave is important to our mothers, but we are saying no, don't increase it from 3 months to 1 year because it has its effects. And that is why we have this motion here today, debating about it so that we can get a solution to it, because it is a problem for us in Kenya. And we have an example like Safaricom company. It is already providing a creche, a day nursery for women. Instead of me increasing this maternity to 1 year, why don't I have a day nursery in my company whereby these mothers have the facilities enough to look after their children while they are at work? They have after every 4 hours to go and breastfeed, and they even have breastfeeding rooms. So why are we still debating about this, that it should be increased from 3 months to 1 year? The losses, the disadvantages of this will be a burden to us as Kenya. And nobody in life ever wants to be a burden to anyone. I rest my case.
Nova Pioneer, boys. Felix, I like that you had a factual presentation. You had facts and figures to back your points. That was good. Alex has good mastery of language. I really like also that you are very passionate. You used relevant examples to argue out your points, which is very good. Sean, I loved how you answered the question on gender equality. You nailed that.
I think for you, Cynthia, Mugure, and Sarah, all of you had SDGs to farm up, which is the theme that we have, and that was commendable. Mugure, interesting angle about working from work that you brought in, and I thought that was amazing. I think that was now the better twist that you brought in, that we can also work from work. To Cynthia, very good start for your team. Your claims were well validated. That was a plus for you. Good speaker, creative example, especially with the organizations. Sarah, the SDG and questions as well answered. To both teams, that was a good battle. Let's wait for the results.
With a small margin, the winning school has 71.5%, while the second school has 70%. And the winning school for us today is Mary Leakey Girls High School.
Congratulations to both teams. Remember, the debate may be over, but you live to fight another day. Remember, this conversation still continues on our social media platforms, #GDC for SDGs. My name is Chris Boru.
And I'm Esperanza Kapanga. See you next time.